What's up guys, CJ here, and welcome back to another all-new Game of Thrones video. And one of the major questions lingering in the wake of last year's shocking finale is, who's the real heir to the throne? But there's another question connected with that really could answer it. Is Jon a legitimate Targaryen heir? Of course, the major reveal in that Season 6 finale proved the long and widely held fan theory that Jon was the son of Rhaegar Targaryen and Lyanna Stark, not Ned Stark's bastard. Because of that, that would mean Jon is the rightful heir to the Targaryen throne, as the last surviving son of the Crown Prince Rhaegar, who was first in line to the throne if his father Aerys II died. Obviously, this creates a massive problem for Daenerys, who's Aerys II's youngest daughter and Rhaegar's sister. If Jon is a legitimate heir, his claim supersedes her own, according to male preference primogeniture, the succession plan in our world that the Seven Kingdoms typically follows, in which a king's firstborn son and all of his sons come before the king's second son and all of his sons, and so on and so forth. So quick hypothetical, even in a world where Viserys is still alive, Jon would still be the heir as the last surviving son of Rhaegar. But before you start celebrating, this hinges on two things. First, Jon's legitimacy. Second, proof. But first and maybe most importantly is legitimacy. And what do I mean when I say legitimacy? It's not that Jon isn't really a Targaryen or a son of Rhaegar. The show really doesn't have time to dick around like that anymore. What I mean is he a legitimate child of Rhaegar? As in, not a bastard. And you're probably thinking to yourself, wait, that was the whole point of that Season 6 finale twist, proving that he's not the bastard son of Ned Stark. But hold your horses, even if he's the son of these two noble houses, Targaryen and Stark, he could still be a bastard if Rhaegar and Lyanna weren't married, especially considering Rhaegar was still married to Elia of Dorne at the time of his death and before Jon's birth. Divorce isn't common in Westeros, and Rhaegar and Elia certainly were not divorced at the time of both of their deaths, but the two being married doesn't necessarily mean that the prince couldn't marry Lyanna. It's pretty well established in the history of the Seven Kingdoms that a king, as an all-powerful monarch, could set aside his wife and take another for whatever reason, even if she had given him children and heirs. A prime example of this in the books, but not explicitly shown in the show, is Renly and Loras plotting in the first book to get Robert to set aside Cersei and potentially take Margaery Tyrell as a wife. Additionally, it's referenced that there's precedent for a ruler taking multiple wives as well. But Rhaegar isn't a king, so we're not sure to what extent that privilege extends to him, but I'm sure there's enough leeway to make a case that Jon is legitimate and therefore the rightful heir so long as Rhaegar and Lyanna were actually married. Kind of backing that up, Arthur Dayne's last words to Ned before they duel at the Tower of Joy are, "I wish you good fortune in the wars to come." Take that and the fact that two of Rhaegar's finest Kingsguard were there guarding Lyanna and Jon kind of suggests they think the war would have continued with Jon as the Targaryen heir. But second, of course, is proof. Even if Jon is the legitimate heir, proving it is another thing entirely. After Rhaegar died on the Triton and Robert took the throne, Lyanna knew that he would hunt down and kill all of Rhaegar's children, legitimate or not, to prevent houses still loyal to the Targaryen dynasty from rallying around anyone with a claim. There's really only a few people that we can know for sure ever knew about Jon's existence. Lyanna, who died shortly after his birth, Ned, who lost his head in Season 1, and the handmaidens that helped Lyanna give birth, though what became of them and if they'll even play a role remains to be seen. Outside of them, mostly being dead or featured extras, the only other man that might know is Howland Reed, Jojen and Mira's father, who made a brief appearance in the Tower of Joy scene as the man that saved Ned's life and stabbed Arthur Dayne in the back. Of course, there's a chance that even he doesn't know, but as he was the only other person there, it would be kind of hard for Ned to explain away this random baby that suddenly appeared when Howland knew they were there to quote-unquote rescue Lyanna from Rhaegar. So I assume he knows, and if so, he's more or less the only person on the planet that knows the truth. The show might opt to have Sam discover some record of Jon's birth in Old Town, but all the legitimacy in the world doesn't really do anything if Jon and his merry men can't prove it. That's the bottom line. So, as for the question, is Jon a legitimate heir? It's really a question that only has subjective answers based on the situation. I mean, Jon and the folks in the north will probably feel like he's legitimate as long as they can find proof, but Daenerys might feel differently. And I think we all know how Cersei's gonna feel. Personally, I believe it'll be revealed that Jon is in fact a legitimate heir to the throne, and personally, I think they'll be able to prove it. What comes after that, we'll just have to wait and see, but it would definitely be the most dramatic option, that's for sure. That's gonna do it for me here though. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to smash that like if you like what you saw, subscribe for more great content every single day, and consider turning on your notifications to be alerted every time we upload a new video. Signing off, this is CJ, and I'll see you next time.